Welcome back, everyone. I hate to report that Lambert's trip to the tavern did not go quite as planned. A few 100 crowns shorter, and perhaps may have made a possible enemy or two.
He was a cheat. There isn't a single possible way that Peasant had a Scoia'tael deck with all those hero cards in there. You tossed him a few cards, didn't you?
Oh yes, how original. Blame the dwarf? Say, Geralt, tell me about these places of power that you are always yammering on about.
I think that Yen or Triss would be more qualified to describe the places of power, as we, Witchers, do not have to draw upon them as sorceresses, and sorcerers have to. However, I will give it my best explanation for the time being. These places of power are individual spots in the fabric of our realm where individuals with magical capabilities can draw from this magic. You can view it like the intersection of our realm and the magic behind the conjunction of spheres. We do not have to draw heavily for our signs, so therefore these places of power help strengthen our abilities.
Sheesh, Geralt. I thought only Vesemir would be the only individual who can make someone fall into a slumber from his teachings. Watch out! A surprise ghoul.
Aye. I think that I understand the basics. But I think I will probably ask Triss for more information later on. No offense.
None taken. Anyways, as we head toward the beast's last known lair, it begs me to ask you, what are your thoughts on the area of White Orchard? It's quite an interesting place, with a hidden number of details within for those who are willing to explore the area some.
Personally, I love the area. The war-torn battlefields are scattered across the landscape, which just shows the desperation. It's not looking quite swell for the local forces, as you can see corpses in every single corner of this place. From the trees to the riverbank, and of course the blooded battlefield that we just returned from. It's honestly quite a scene of gory beauty, and honestly is its own style of art. The sulking in the inn set the mood quite well. Plus, the more corpses, the easier work for Witchers. Am I right?
Lambert, are you seriously enjoy seeing innocent people slaughtered based upon the Emir's world domination, just to turn a mere profit of a few ghoul trophies to an Ed Lowerman who can even feed his mere children? I do agree that the countryside is quite beautiful, though it would be vastly improved if the place wasn't littered with corpses. It seems that you cannot escape the warfare, no matter where you attempt to escape to. Those in Novigrad who think they are safe are merely placing their heads under the sand to escape, too.
I would say it's more of a business opportunity, more than an enjoyment of seeing others suffer. It's much like a tailor does not wish to see someone's expensive dress rip, but gets excited on the prospect of being able to acquire some coin by sewing them up.
That was almost quite philosophical there. I can see your viewpoint, as wicked as it is. My opinion is that White Orchard is a great start in the journey to find Yen, who leads us to the ultimate search to find Ciri. It plunges you into the civil affairs from the start, causing you to see the despair that Nilfgaard can leave, while also showing the other side of the Black Sun, with people like the captain of the garrison, or Rosin, who can be saved based upon your choice. It breaks the barriers down on Nilfgaardian individuals being evil, and rather, the ideology that Emhyr spreads like wildfire to be the true blight in which causes the slaughter of thousands. Just proves again that it pays to have your own thoughts and actions, and not base them solely on a code or ideology.
Just like you slaughter the ghouls in this sawmill and expected no payment at all. Sometimes, Geralt, I find it impossible to believe that you have been stripped of your emotions by all the choices you decide.
A common lie among others about us. It's evident that we have them. We just have a greater issue with showing them. Unless you are Lambert, he is constantly upset at the world.
I'll show you upset. Geralt, I ought to decimate you where you stand. There will be no healer in these mere lands who can help you recover from these wounds. I will not even need to use a pitchfork too. Hold on 1 minute. Who is this beauty?
Yes?
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Neneka stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Neneka. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Neneke refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word, gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here.
How could anyone leave such a beauty
story.
after a single summer?
Griffin do that to her?
Delina. Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
At night? Through the woods? In wartime?
Eating a boy. The young, you know, do foolish things for love. Wounds are healing, but she will die. Blood's pooling in her skull. Nothing my bruise can do to help.
Could try to help her with one of my potions. Swallow can heal internal hemorrhages.
But
Witcher's potions aren't for humans.
she'll die as it is.
Yes. A peaceful death soothed by your concoctions. If I give her Swallow and something goes wrong, the whole village will hear her screams.
I understand. Do as you will.
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the lord's son, Florian. Something that made the lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
Wait, where did the injured lass go? She was just here?
That's not exactly how I remember that instance going. I think perhaps my memory is not quite accurate. Anyways, usually this would be the part where we would run around to get the ingredients for Swallow, but I already have it made. This choice is a tough one, but I explain my rationale for it. I will let the dialogue speak for itself. Got a potion for Lena. Swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately, but I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
Most definitely was the right choice, in my opinion. I mean, how could you not help a lovely healer like that? Anyways, let's go find this hunter, Miss Lav. I understand we didn't ask Tamira about the buckthorn. How come?
Just like the potion of Swallow. I had some buckthorn already from treasure searching while you two paraded in the local inn. I found a few cool diagrams, and there it was.
I learned a few things from the inn, so trust me. It was a worthwhile expedition, even with Lambert losing those Gwent rounds.
Yeah, you gloat all you want to. I know what you did, and I will not forget it. Just you wait. Geralt, do you sense that? I say the hut of the hunter is real close.
The smell is quite strong to say the
Anyone
least.
home?
Must be out hunting. Trail's fresh. Mislav just left home.
Man is a master hunter, but yet can't sense us parading behind him.
You, Mislav?
Hear that?
Wolves? No. Wild dogs.
Yes. More dangerous than wolves.
Dogs more dangerous than wolves? Don't think so.
It's the truth. Know why?
No, but I guess you're about to tell me.
Wolves hunt to fill their bellies. Wild dogs kill for sport.
Just like humans.
Aye. They've learned much from us. Why not cruelty too?
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians the Griffin killed. Where'd you find them?
Ah, I see. You a witcher. That monster slayer they's talking about in the village. I'll show you, sure. But, I gotta kill those mutts before they hurt someone. Will you help? That is, if you don't mind blunting your silver blades on them.
Sure. Griffin's not going anywhere.
No. Dogs might, though. So step careful now. Come on.
These dogs been a problem for a while now?
Since the war started. Soldier on the march. He'll stop to rape a woman, strangle her, kill her man for a chuckle, even butcher a cow. But a dog, a kick in passing, no more. So these stray mutts form packs. They're gaunt, guts stuck to their spines, covered in scabies, but they just won't die. Because they're clever. More so than foxes. And they hate men something fierce.
That would explain why the dogs hunt the area quite savagely and are instantly ready to bite you.
Too late. Attacked another one.
Not the most ideal way to go. Eaten by a creature in which first trusted humans with their lives.
Dieter.
You know him?
We served at the Lord's Manor together, where the Black Army's encamped now. He was a stable hand, I was the Lord's hunter. But that was before... well, a long time ago.
Before what?
Before they drove me from the village.
What did you do?
Nothing. I'm a freak. Sorry. I'd rather not talk about it.
I'm a freak too.
Aye, but of another kind.
If it's lycanthropy, I can help.
What?
Lycanthropy. Werewolves. Handled a few cases in the past. It's usually a simple curse that...
The Lord's son, Florian, and I... we loved each other. Dieter walked in on us in the stables. They drove me away. Florian hanged himself. Lord started drinking, and the estate fell into ruin. That's the long and short of it.
I'm sorry.
Ancient history now. I was to show you where I found the Nilfgaardians. Come.
Griffin, anything about it?
Oh, not much. It's not my kind of game.
You're his kind, though. Survival instincts alone ought to make you care.
I walk silent through the woods. No Griffin can hear me nor spy me.
This place is cursed by tragedy even before the Nilfgaardian army marched through here. This place deserves some happiness, if there is a way to bestow it upon them. I think the Griffin would be a great place to start.
Greetings. Good day to you, good day. 'Twas here. One lay there, by the stump, headless. The other hung from a branch, guts splayed, stretching down to... Watch out for yourself now.
I'll be fine. Not the first Griffin I've dealt with. Not likely to be the last either.
Hope you're right. Good hunting now.
Nilfgaardians were celebrating. Griffin interrupted them. Ground's black, saturated with blood.
What a bloodbath.
Camp.
What could have they been celebrating for them to be absolutely devastated by a griffin?
These prints are older and deeper, heavily armored. Nilfgaardians, probably. Parkour!
And you got onto me for a few deer, and here you are frying a whole hive of bees.
Griffin's nest.
Oh my.
What
This
remains
looks
of
like
it,
a
at
whole
least.
different bloodbath.
Female. Larvae in her wounds have already hatched. Been dead at least a week. Other Griffin must be a male. Deep cuts over the whole body. Not a drop of blood on the beak or claws. Didn't defend herself. Crept up on her while she slept. Beak tips worn. Gray hairs in the coat. 10, 12 years old. Griffins pair off for life when young. Male must be about the same age. Thick shaft, dense barbs. A royal griffin. Explains why the male I ran into was so aggressive. Hunted the Nilfgaardians down here in the forest first, then started prowling the area. Done all I could. Should talk to Vesemir. Burned.
The clash is upcoming soon. Make sure to stay tuned to see the legendary Vesemir in action. Farewell, viewers.
Thank you all for the continued support. Updates to the edits? Familiar faces and voices to be featured soon. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to join the path.